She's running. There she is puffing. She's, like I said, she's Hey guys, look at that rain. This is the Seattle life. Good morning, YouTube. Guess where we're at again? Yep, we made it. We're in Copart, Graham. So we want a $300 CRV. That's our next project. Sorry I haven't got to the Silverado. We still do need to put the transmission in it, so it's not running right now. It runs and drives, it just doesn't have no fourth gear, like I said. So we are going to pick up our next vehicle and we're gonna stack projects here. So let's get to it. I'm gonna go inside, pay, and I'll get a little clip of them loading up the vehicle. As you guys can tell, it's morning, so I didn't make it last night. We had a hell of a day. I know today is Friday the 13th. I don't know if you guys believe in that, but yesterday was my Thursday the 12th. It was just a terrible day. I'll get to that in a bit. Woo, guys! So I'm pretty excited for this one here. We got a '97 Honda CRV. She looks a little bit beat up, but she's a good project. This is the one we won for $300. Gonna come more forward. Right there's good. So $300 rig. Here we go. Thank you. So check it out. This is what you get. Got some scuffs on the side. Interior's pretty decent. She's got 170,000 miles. This one here came with no keys, guys. So we don't even know if she runs or drives. But it's a good looking little rig. She's got good tires on the back. Front one's kind of flat. Got a ripped up cover. Looks like she was sitting somewhere for quite a while. So all this crap will come off with a good wash. So I'm not too worried about it, as long as the body's all straight. The only thing I can see is the front bumper's kind of pushed in. So I'm hoping it's not bent core support or something under there. But other than that, it looks like maybe just the hood. So yeah, first look at our $300 Copart win. Was it worth it? I don't know, man. I had a hell of a day yesterday. So let's get strapping it down and we'll get back home. All right, guys, so we got her all strapped down. Don't hate me for this. It wasn't a cheap pinch. Yes, those are Harbor Freight straps, and I only bought 2 of them. So I forgot my box of straps on the other truck. As you can see, I'm driving a Dodge today. It's a flatbed. It's strapped down real good. That thing's not going nowhere, the dad's saying, right? But I'm driving the Dodge today. The reason being, like I said earlier, I've been having a shitty week. So first, the transmission blew up in the Yukon, just out of nowhere. Quit shifting, it's got no fourth gear, just like the truck. So now I got 2 cars with bad transmissions. I got the Yukon and the truck. So I had to borrow this one, and I forgot my straps. That's the reason of the cheap Harbor Freight ones. But you know what? It's strapped down, it's not going nowhere. So now the drive back to Yakima, and hopefully we get there safe. Alright guys, so we made it back. We're here, and once again, this is what we get for $400 at Copart. It's a '97 CRV. It's got 171,000 miles on it. She's a little bit rough, but we're gonna see if we can make some money on this. So it looks like right now she has no key, and it looks like it's been sitting for a long time. Needs a good detail. So we're a few $100s into it, just the way it sits. So I guess the first thing is to tear it apart. Maybe I'm gonna probably tear apart that ignition switch, see if I can get a screwdriver in there and start it just with the screwdriver and see if it cranks over or whatever. So I'm gonna get started on that. We'll unload it or see if I can get it started and drive it off. Alright guys, so as you can see, we got it tore apart a little bit. I got the ignition switch out, and what I was doing was I was just trying to start it with this screwdriver here. You hear it start up, it cranks, but it don't start. Okay, so then what I did was I came over here to the engine, I took the intake off, you know, check your basics. What I did was, alright guys, sorry about that, camera died. But step number 2 was to come over here, and the next thing I did was I just popped this off here, and you can see when I flip the battery on, because the battery's dead as well, I get absolutely no fuel on the fuel line. So I was assuming already it needed a fuel pump, because it's pretty common in these, but a lot of times it has a relay, main relay in here, and those go bad too. So I kind of know my way around these things, but sprayed some starting fluid in it, and she fired right up. So it runs. It ran for 15 seconds. So don't say it runs great or bad, I don't know yet. So step number 3 though was to come over here. We got our main relay over here. You can see we got good ground to one end of our voltmeter, and we got our pin there. These things are actually backwards, so this is negative and this is positive. So we got a good ground, and we got our pin here, and our pin number 4, it says goes to the fuel pump. So I wanted to make sure we were getting 12 volts back to the fuel pump. So this is just a quick little test before I even get it off the trailer, just to see what's wrong with it. And I mean, it was pretty simple, we figured it out. So you guys can watch here. I'm gonna stick this screwdriver in the ignition switch again, and you can watch the multimeter. You can see we get 10 volts, so because the battery's pretty dead, and then it clicks off. So that means we're getting voltage back to our fuel pump, but it's just not doing anything. So, and if I crank it, it goes up to 12 again as well. See, so we got low voltage right now. Battery's pretty shot. So looks like we're gonna be doing a fuel pump on a CRV. So hopefully guys, tomorrow I can go to the U-Pull it. I want to pull a transmission for the Silverado, and I want to get a fuel pump for this thing, so maybe I'll record myself doing that tomorrow. I also got a couple customer jobs. I got backed up because I got stuck in Seattle, but other than that, remember, stay up and hustle hard. It's been a hard week for me. I got a couple blown transmissions. I clipped a semi. A couple bad things happened, so remember, don't get down on it. Life goes on, and stay up and hustle hard. Alright guys, so guess what we just did? We went to O'Reilly's and we bought the fuel pump for that thing. I looked it up real quick. I watched a couple of YouTube videos, and it looks like it's just right under the back seat. So I'm gonna tear it apart a little bit. It looks like it's maybe a 10-15 minute job. Hopefully we can get this thing running here in the next 10-15 minutes. So I'm gonna tear it apart. I'll give you guys a clip when I got the fuel pump out, and there's the new one there. It's in that box. So it costed me $47. So let's think about this. We got $350 or $300 buy. It was $400 and some out the door, and we got a $40 fuel pump now. So we're about 450 bucks into this thing now. Let's see if it runs. Alright guys, so this thing looks pretty simple. You fold your seat up, have this cover on there, you take off 4 bolts, throw that to the side. You got this other cover, it's got 3 more bolts right there. You take it off, it's got this plug going through the middle of it, so you got to kind of lift it up, undo that plug there, and you can get this thing out of the way. You throw that to the side, and it looks like we got some 10 millimeters all the way around it and 2 fuel lines. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect those, and we'll get the fuel pump out of there. Would you look at that? Would you just look at that? This thing looks filthy. So I'm gonna take this out of the vehicle. I'm gonna put my fuel pump on outside, get a little bit more air going through here, and we'll see if she fires up. Alright guys, so wanted to buy a new sock, but they did not have any in stock at O'Reilly's, so I'm gonna have to use the old sock too. This thing's so easy to change anyways. Maybe once it comes in, I just pull the fuel pump back out and put the new sock on it. So I'm gonna continue here, and we will put this together. Alright guys, so we got the fuel pump all assembled. We had to take the fuel pump off, take the sock off. I know what you guys are thinking, this cheap ass used the same old sock. They didn't have one at O'Reilly's, so I am going to use the same old sock. I mean, it's pretty filthy in the fuel tank anyway, so this thing's pretty easy to take out. Maybe I'll replace it again later. And you just slide that thing in, and this is a pretty simple fuel pump. So I just figured I could get it done real quick. Plug was pointing that way, so make sure you're pointing that way when you drop it in there. Wiggle it around a little bit till she goes all the way down. Make sure you don't get on top of your fuel lines. You want your fuel lines to be over the top of it. And guys, what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to set this in here. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to see if she fires up. That's all I wanted to see. Just wanted to know if she's worth fixing, you know? So get this thing to line up here. There we go. There she goes. So should have probably plugged this fuel line in first, huh? There it goes. There's one. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple nuts on here. And I'm going to plug it back in. I'm going to see if she starts. Alright guys, so we got it all hooked up, just temporary for right now. I'm not going to put the covers or anything on it, but I'm going to try and fire it up and see what it does. Well, there it is guys. Listen to it, I got it revved up. She's kind of dying. See, she dies when I let off, so it's got really stinky bad smell of fuel, so I'm guessing it's just the old gas. It smells like shit, but it's kind of running good. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's misfiring or anything right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that back together and unload her, and maybe tomorrow what I can do is I'm gonna put some fuel additive in there and fill it up with some premium fuel probably, and maybe we'll take it for a test drive. Shit, that's your $400, maybe $500 copart buy. So let me get it going good, and we'll see what we can do as for profit. I know it's pretty dark out here guys, but just wanted to give you a quick little view. She's running. There she is puffing. She's, like I said, she's misfiring a little bit, but when you rev her up, it goes away. So I'm guessing it's just the bad fuel. You know, it's pretty gummed up. I got the intake off of it right now, but you can hear it running. Here. So yeah, hopefully that was our fixes for the no start. So we're gonna continue from there. You know, like I said, sometimes with these auction cars you get lucky, sometimes you don't. So I may be 30 minutes into this thing and $500. So hopefully we make a good profit on this one. It still obviously needs to be clean and everything. And remember, if you guys like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. Stay up, hustle hard.